The Garuda Purana is one of the 18 Mahapuranas, a genre of ancient Indian scriptures. It is a Vaishnava Purana, primarily centered around Lord Vishnu, and is narrated by Garuda, the divine eagle and vehicle of Vishnu, to sage Kashyap. It contains a wide range of topics, from cosmology and philosophy to medicine, astrology, gemology, and funeral rites. Here's a brief overview of the Garuda Purana story and its key themes. Eagle, main narrative, Garuda and Lord Vishnu. The Garuda Purana begins with Garuda asking Lord Vishnu about the mysteries of life, death, and the afterlife. In response, Vishnu explains the creation of the universe, the duties of individuals according to their stage in life, ashrama, and the path to salvation. Skull, the afterlife and death journey. Pratakanda, one of the most well-known parts of the Garuda Purana, is its description of the soul's journey after death. 1. After death, the soul, Jiva, leaves the body and begins a 49-day journey, Pratyatra, to Yama Loka, the abode of the god of death. 2. During this journey, the soul experiences the consequences of its actions, karma, and is accompanied by messengers of Yama. 3. Detailed descriptions of the hells, Narakas, are given. 21 major hells are listed, where souls are punished according to their sins. 4. Eventually, the soul is either reborn based on its karma or attains moksha, liberation, if spiritually evolved. Fire, rituals and funeral rites. The Purana also emphasizes 1. The importance of performing proper funeral rites, including Shraddha and Pindan, to help the departed soul move forward in the afterlife. 2. The correct way to dispose of a body, prayers to chant, and rituals for ancestors. Sparkles, other themes. The Garuda Purana isn't just about the afterlife. It also contains 1. Philosophy of liberation, moksha, how devotion to Vishnu and righteous living leads to liberation. 2. Ayurveda and medicine, descriptions of diseases, diagnoses, and treatments. 3. Gemology and Vastu, the qualities of precious stones and architectural principles. 4. Mantras and mysticism, various mantras for protection and spiritual growth. Glowing star, moral takeaway. The overarching message of the Garuda Purana is to live a righteous, dharmic life, perform one's duties, honor ancestors, and cultivate devotion to God, particularly Vishnu, for ultimate liberation from the cycle of rebirth. Would you like a short story from it, like a tale from the afterlife journey or one of the descriptions of Naraka, hell? 4OU said, Chapter 1 story. ChatGPT said, absolutely. Here's a simple retelling of Chapter 1 of the Garuda Purana, a mix of spiritual depth and divine conversation. The first chapter sets the tone for the whole Purana. Open book, Garuda Purana, Chapter 1. The Great Inquiry begins. Setting, the sage Kashyap is sitting peacefully when he is visited by the mighty bird Garuda, the king of birds and vehicle, Vahana, of Lord Vishnu. Garuda, although immensely powerful, is filled with deep curiosity and concern about what happens after death. He bows to the sage and says, Sage Kashyap sees that Garuda's desire to know is sincere and pure. He tells him. Kashyap begins narrating the words of Lord Vishnu, who had once spoken of these truths to Lakshmi Devi, his consort. Sparkles, the essence of life and death. Lord Vishnu begins by explaining 1. The body is perishable, made of the 5 elements, and temporary. 2. The soul, Atman, is eternal, untouched by birth or death. 3. Attachment to worldly pleasures binds the soul in the cycle of birth and rebirth. 4. Those who live a life of virtue, devotion, and truth can escape this cycle and reach moksha, liberation. Fire, importance of righteous living. Vishnu emphasizes, he speaks of dharma, righteous duty, and how following one's prescribed duties, serving others, and worshipping the divine leads to inner peace and ultimately to liberation. Peace Dove, the path of liberation. He outlines 4 main paths to spiritual freedom. 1. Jnana, knowledge, realizing the truth of the self and the illusion of the world. 2. Karma, righteous action, doing one's duty without attachment to results. 3. Bhakti, devotion, loving God with all one's heart, especially through the worship of Vishnu. 4. Yoga, discipline, controlling the mind and senses to unite with the divine. Light bulb, the purpose of the teachings. Vishnu says that these teachings are meant to awaken humans from ignorance. He asks that they be shared only with those who are humble, devoted, and spiritually inclined, as the knowledge is sacred. Thus ends chapter 1, with Garuda listening intently and preparing himself to hear more about the journey of the soul after death, which will be described in the coming chapters.